Art Raiders is gorgeous, but it's brutal on your GPU. I've tested it on the 3070 Ti, 3090, and even the 5090 to find the best results for smooth, competitive gameplay. Art Raiders runs on Unreal Engine 5, which means it's visually stunning but also seriously demanding. We're talking high fidelity lighting, dense particle effects, and physics driven environments that can hammer your GPU, especially in chaotic firefights. Add in dynamic weather, volumetric fog, and complex AI behaviour, and even high-end cars like the 3090 or the 5090 can see frame dips without the right settings. In this video, I'll be showing the difference between the default settings and the optimized settings that I would recommend for the 3070 Ti, the 3090, and the 5090. Before we dive in, just a quick note, these settings are based on my own testing and research. I watched a bunch of other creators, read through community guides, and spent a few hours tweaking a few things to see what actually worked best for me. If you watched my other video, you will see that I do change the settings throughout and it got better the more I played. Also, the 5090 footage comes from my partner's rig. It's the same build as mine, just with the GPU that's different, so performance comparisons should be pretty accurate. To get a clean performance baseline, I'm heading into Art Raiders' version of the firing range. It's a controlled environment with no chaos, no extraction pressure, just me and my GPU. First, I'll start with the default settings to see how each card handles out the box, which is going to be the 3070 Ti first, followed by the 3090, and then the 5090. Then I'll switch to my optimized settings so we can see how that runs, and we'll compare the FPS, the frame pacing, and visual trade-offs so you can skip the guesswork and jump straight into smooth gameplay. As you can see, the 3070 Ti default settings start to average around the 70 mark on the FPS. So now for the optimized settings. Go over to the settings, go to graphics, and you scroll down to the NVIDIA DLSS quality. Now we change this just to quality. And then we change the model to transformer. Build a view all the way up, because we'd like to see, that would be good. Motion blur is disabled because I don't know about you, but I hate it. Ray tracing can go down to static because if you actually look to the right, it says here this is the smallest performance cost, which is why we're doing that. And most people know that shadows in games, they're just pointless. They don't really do much unless you want it to look really pretty and stuff like that. I don't see the point. So low, that. Post-processing, we can go low for that. Effects, I had this on medium, and the reason why I had it on medium because I'd like to see some of the effects. And lastly, this one can go to low. I think that's everything there. And accessibility, because this makes such a huge difference for me. I had the crosshair, I put on the cross, I have the dot in the middle. You can pick whatever colour you like. I'm gonna go with, I'm unsure whether to go with blue or green because I'm trying to find something that's gonna really stand out. I feel like blue is not really that bright. That colour's not too bad, but I think that really stands out, so I'm gonna go with green. But those are the settings that I've changed, and I've done this for all three cards. When using the optimized settings, we notice that we do get an increase, which it goes to about 90, sometimes 100. It depends on what you're doing. As you can see, it varies. It can bounce around depending on how busy it is. The 3090 on the default settings is getting between 90 and 100 FPS. The 3090 optimized settings are getting 130 to 140 frames per second. I think that is quite a big difference from the default settings, so I would advise using these to have a better experience overall. As expected, for the default settings for the 5090, we are getting 129, 130 on average for frames per second. And as expected for the 5090 optimised settings, we are getting over 200 frames per second, again depending on what you're doing in the game. As it is a hefty game, it is taking a bit of a hammering to the GPU, but the settings has definitely made the frames per second a lot better. That's it for this run. If this helped you squeeze more performance out of Art Raiders, I'm glad. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next drop.